Okay, guys, alternate ending. Take 43.
With so many movies on the net and TV, it's kinda hard being up and film savvy. Do you catch a show while you're on the go? And how do you know what to keep or what to throw? How do you know what to keep or what to throw? Tune in, tune in, tune in to alternate ending. Tune in, tune in, tune in to alternate ending. Now! Please give a warm welcome to the hosts of Alternate Ending.
Welcome to Alternating. We're discovering good movies, one bad movie at a time. I'm film school dropout Robert Johansson. Across from me is our casual moviegoer Carrie Johansson and our very own critic in residence Tim Brayton, with A Star Is Born serenading us into theaters this week. They released.
It was better last
by
week.
the way, do you know they released the song?
I can't do the song. Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks.
See, I was listening it on my way to pick you up, and I was excited to see The Shallows from A Star Is Born now being a single release, because we were talking about, like, how come they haven't released this damn song? And it's not as it's not good.
The thing in the trailer is better than the actual song.
I agree.
You mean like the 2-second
Like
blip?
so the thing in the trailer where it's like
the powerful
thing. Like he like forces her to go on stage and she doesn't know what to do, so she just like belts.
Yeah.
That's not how it is.
No.
It's like
I would imagine.
that's like the third verse.
And it's only like 3 seconds, so how are you supposed to even get a
because it was going to be a good moment.
I'll tell you what.
Now it's not going to be a good
best
moment.
part of that song too, other than the belting, is his little intro with his voice. But then in the actual song, I actually think the verse singing, he does a better job. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is this like a hot take here? I'm
I
delivering?
think it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
But I agree with it.
Okay.
Hot good?
It's just, I don't think she knows how to. I feel bad.
You don't
saying.
think Lady Gaga
She doesn't
knows
know
how to
sing like a kind of a simpler song in the verse structure. When she goes crazy, it's fine. But when she's trying to do simple verses, I was digging.
She's a pop belter. She's not a folk balladeer.
I wanted more Bradley Cooper.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We're getting into it. We're getting into it.
That's why we're looking at our top 5 singers turned actors. But first, we had a little celebration today, Kara. Our youngest daughter turned 4.
We did. Well,
Congratulations
she
to your
turns
youngest
tomorrow.
But she has very mature taste. She wanted to go to Jason's Deli for lunch.
I heard about this, which seems really
Strange.
strange.
Likes
I
the
don't
salad
know.
bar.
Weird, right?
Just for the croutons.
She likes her croutons. Here's our weird second child. Here's the thing she wants on her salad: green olives, feta cheese, croutons, maybe a few bacon bits here and there, and some beets. Is she like a 90-year-old woman or what?
I was almost there. I was like, okay, well, you got a kind of a Greek salad thing going on, but like green olives.
I know.
I mean, I'm glad that she's eating like root vegetables. Like, I feel like that's an achievement.
It
but
is.
Also, green olives and beets. It's just like,
we don't know where she comes from.
it just sounds horrible. She
I don't
comes from the devil.
Yeah, that's possible with Rob as the 50% of these genes.
That's right. It's also a very cold, kind of gloomy day, and she
In
had
Madison.
wanted in Madison.
Here in Madison.
Here in Madison.
Other
Maybe
places in the world, it's nice.
I just assume everywhere is a reflection.
Everywhere
of
is
where I am.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. Alice wanted to do a pumpkin farm, so we did that. It's the season
That was
certainly
fun.
here. Yeah, we
What'd
went
you
out.
think?
Farms are good.
It was a little muddier than
Oh, come on.
than I had planned. But
before
luckily,
you start, so
Well, that's what
Rob.
happens when you go to a pumpkin farm in the
It is.
rain.
Yeah.
So
Why?
there was no rain. There was no rain.
There was
It
rain all
rained
day.
before.
There was no rain.
That's not true.
There was no rain. I am not the planner in this relationship, as we all sort of know now at this point. And so Rob was like, maybe you take this one once. So I did plan this day, and it was perfection because there was no rain, and everybody had a pumpkin-y good time at this pumpkin place.
No, it's a great farm. I can't remember the name offhand, but
I can't either.
they've basically transformed.
Well, we wouldn't want to tell the name unless they had given us money to do so.
There you go. They've taken farm implements and made them into fun activities.
See?
Yeah, so like
fun.
Yeah, if there was a tire, it's turned into part of an obstacle
jungle gym.
course. They
Saran wrap slide.
stuff. Yeah, they've made the most with what they have.
They had pipes,
and it's a lot of fun.
and it was like water,
like smoking pipes.
Probably
Like
for the
you
parents.
wander around
For the
with like
parents,
like with
PVC, like PVC pipes. They have
Can't
as
smoke
kind
out of PVC.
No, you,
It's-
can't. You
it's
can make a good bong.
carcinogenic.
you can actually.
Oh, but I mean, you're already smoking.
Yeah,
so.
but like, I mean, there's carcinogenics and there's carcinogenics, you know.
But suffice to say, I prepared proper footwear. I knew it was going to be muddy. I wore my boots. I had the girls dress up in boots. And out comes Carrie on a 50-degree rainy day.
There was no rain.
No rain, but muddy day. Comes out with her, what are the brand of the sandals?
My Birks.
Your Birks. Your Birkenstocks. Yes.
And
Birkenstocks all day.
I don't even know why this is a problem. It wasn't that muddy.
In the corn maze? Not a problem?
It wasn't that muddy.
Yeah, puddles throughout.
It was
deep
that
mud.
muddy.
It was never not raining today.
Where I was, it was not raining.
Okay.
There was a light mist, maybe, but...
Before we left, I pointed this out to Carrie, that her footwear choice may not have been optimal.
Before we leave, yeah. He's like, hey, Carrie, on the footwear, do you think it's a good idea? And the minute Rob says anything like that...
Can you do your Rob voice again?
Hey, Carrie, on the footwear, is it a good idea? It's right,
it
isn't
sounds
it?
like Jodie Foster in The Silence of the Lambs.
Exactly.
So,
Rob.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
And I'm like, are you my mom? Like, and Rob does this to me all the time. And then I would think after all this time he would learn that just adds fuel to me to be like, of course.
So
actually,
now if I'm right,
I'm going barefoot.
Now if I'm right, it doesn't matter. There will never be an acknowledgement of any pain or suffering. And there was pain and suffering in the corn maze.
It was fine.
She had like 5 inches thick of mud plastered. Her feet, her newly pedicured toes, and were covered in mud. They may still be.
Yep. No, there's a little bit of like
residual mud,
sort of grainy film. It looks like
a pumpkin farm. If you haven't had a chance to take the kids, or just go yourself. I
go to pumpkin farms. I'm going to be going to a pumpkin farm with grad students. Totally absent.
Can we come? With my Birkenstocks.
Are you a grad student? Can you fake it? Can you pretend to know something?
Do I look like a grad student?
Well, as long as you don't talk about movies, I think it'll be okay.
Well, other than celebrating our child's birth, we've also been watching some movies. So let's talk about some movies in the worth mentioning segment. What is the worth mentioning segment of the movies we've seen since the last episode? Which are the ones we want to talk about most? They could be great movies. They could be terrible. We share them either way. Carrie, how many movies since the last episode?
You tell me, Rob. 2 or 3. 2 or 3.
What?
I don't know. Have you been on my letterbox lately?
No, I don't really.
You have not been updating your letterbox.
No, I have.
Have you?
So I haven't seen a lot of movies, I guess.
I'm guessing 2.
I think I caught 2.
Okay.
So I caught my number 5 most anticipated film of the fall, which was Life Itself. Came out on September 21st.
More like Death Itself, am I right?
You haven't even seen it.
I have read the reviews.
You're listening to others and letting yourself feed off the negativity. Let me tell you why this movie was okay. So,
I like that your fifth most anticipated of the season. You can come up with okay.
It was fine. It's why it was fine.
So
Rob,
I also
caught
this movie. Yes,
and then I also caught Hold the Dark, which was Rob's. What number was this
number
for
2.
You? Number 2.
Very high
number
up
2,
there.
Hold the Dark, which came out on Netflix recently on this past Thursday.
Yeah, I saw that one as well.
I saw those too. I was going to chat about Life.
Friday.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
Yeah, exactly. It came out on Friday.
Yes,
September 28th. But I think I should probably talk about Life Itself.
Go for it.
And I'll sell Tim on why he might like this. So it is written and directed by Dan Fogelman.
Mm-hmm.
The reasons you might like it, if you love Oscar Isaac, maybe.
I do love Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, and you'll actually like him in this, I think, probably.
Yeah, all 20 minutes that he's in the movie.
He was in there for the first 2 bits.
Let me ask you, Tim, the trailer, does it make it seem like Oscar Isaac's in there for 20 minutes?
I haven't watched the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the trailer's so good. So it has a couple other really good people in it too. So Olivia Wilde's in this. I thought she was doing some good things in there.
Yeah, for her 20 minutes was good.
There's not 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it was half the movie. It was half the movie. So I'll break it down a little bit. The movie's broken down into chapters. Chapters 1 through 5, 1 through 4, something like that.
You don't want to spoil anything too much.
That doesn't spoil anything. That doesn't. And what I said in my letterbox still holds true to me. So the way I describe this movie in my top anticipated is a filthy sham. Like, this is not what you see in the trailer, is not what the movie actually is. But the movie's broken down in these chapters, both of which are very depressing, unique events that transpire, and they're very sad. But they're broken down, and then there's like this tiny, tiny thread. And Rob, you jump in if I'm wrong in the way I'm describing this. There's this tiny, tiny thread that actually brings the 2 movies together.
Okay.
And that's it. Like, the 2 movies that are tied together feel almost completely independent.
Okay.
Like, they shouldn't be tied together, but then they do anyway.
You understand how shitty of a job you're doing selling me on this movie.
I know. Let me go back to Oscar Isaac.
I'm not going to help. I did not like this movie. This was forced emotion. And I think when we talked about
wasn't.
My fear about this movie was that it was going to be kind of like a Collateral Beauty crash. mix
Kinda?
blend. It was like it was worse than I could have imagined.
So worse than Collateral Beauty meets Crash.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, and I stand by that
Oh,
assessment
see?
of the that it is a mix of the two, and it is just forcing emotion and jarring situations down your throat for the purposes of there's a higher purpose. He has a message in there.
Who's
but
he?
Dan Fogelman.
Oh, yeah.
The writer and director of this movie.
It's about life.
Itself.
It
but
is.
It just
Isn't there something
it's great
to the-
acting.
Isn't there a
Great
line
acting.
to the effect of like the only unreliable narrator is life itself? Or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, it happens. It does happen.
That's
yeah.
an exciting line of dialogue.
It just thrust upon you. It is thrown upon you.
I didn't love
thrown
the
up
second
on
half.
you.
No,
Yes,
so
it is just
part,
too much
part
of a
one,
message.
It's too emotional for Rob. I did
No, it's
cry
not
through.
too
Did you
emotional.
cry?
No, because it just felt so forced. I didn't. It was
I
like
didn't
you're
feel
gonna cry right here. I'm like, no, I'm not.
I'm not
I
going to
choose
cry.
not to.
Just-
Yeah.
You wanted to, though.
No, I did not want to.
What if you were Oscar Isaac? Would you have cried?
No, Oscar. Again, great performances.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the cast.
Say
And
yes.
there's a
Olivia Wilde playing it up. Annette Benning's in there. Fine for her too.
for her 5 minutes. Yeah.
Mandy Pinkin. Is it Mandy
Patinkin.
Patinkin.
I had someone text me very angrily that I didn't correct you when you mispronounced his name on last week's episode.
Blip that one out and like
It's
edit that good
multiple
one in.
vignettes brought together by a
Patinkin.
theme. It all comes back together, and it just there's no payoff for me. I'm really interested. I think you're
Okay,
gonna. I think you're gonna hate.
I'm sure I'm going to hate it. Is this going to be a candidate for worst of the year?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
but, okay.
Nice.
But as you're watching it, I'm going to leave it here. As you're watching it, tell me if you were to take only the first 2 chapters and then just tape on a little bit of like a good ending or a better ending, if you would like it as a standalone movie, because it's super depressing and dark. And I was like, oh, I think Tim might like what they're doing here.
Just give me 2 hours of Olivia Wilde and Oscar Isaac in bed,
Fucking.
or just trading
I was
funny
into
lines.
that. I was into
That's
that.
all I needed.
All right.
Well, that's me too.
Already
Better or
movie.
worse than Book of Henry?
Oh. It's tough.
Similar,
That's similar.
forced emotion. You know
Similar.
what
Well, I think forced
Especially the
emotions
end.
are nowhere
I'll tell
near
you
the
what,
chief.
better-
I'll tell you
better
what.
acting.
I'll
Better
tell you what.
acting in
There's
here.
a head wrap in both of them that you'll see.
Better acting in this movie. It's just
Agreed.
more forceful. Like
Don't recommend
messing with the
racing to
audience.
theaters to see this though. For
Although
sure.
if you want to see it, you have to race to theaters because it will be gone very
Don't see it in
soon
theaters. Don't
because
spend
it's
money.
bombing and everyone hates it.
Don't
So
spend money.
angry with this movie.
I thought it was okay, but don't spend money on it.
What about you, Tim?
So I'm going to go all the way around the other side to say the movie that I saw 15 movies this week. And the one that I want to talk about is very much in the running for my favorite film of the year.
All right.
That would be Mandy, the Sundance, that opened premiered at Sundance this year, a film by Panos Cosmatos, who also made Beyond the Black Rainbow a few years back. I'm trying to think of how to even describe this movie, and I don't know if I can. He has described it as a rock opera without rock songs. And that's actually very, very good. It's this orgasmic rush of colors and an incredible, incredible soundtrack. Red, violet, green, magenta, blue, many colors.
Many colors.
Many, many colors, but only ever 1 or 2 at a time.
Okay.
There's a soundtrack by Johann Johansson, the last soundtrack he composed before his very untimely death. That's this incredible, like, mixture of film music, but also progressive rock, but also heavy metal, all done in this really interesting, like it's all music. It's not like songs. And the experience of watching the film was kind of like being attacked by the soundtrack more than listening to it. Like I felt the soundtrack on
What's
my
the
arms.
actual plot though? Like, what's the?
There really isn't one.
Oh, okay. Those are your favorites.
Yes, they are. They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's basically a cult is out there, and it's a bad cult. And Nicolas Cage and his wife, played by oh my God, what's her name? Andrea Riseborough, run afoul of the cult, and then Nicolas Cage makes a giant chrome axe and kills the cult members with it. The end.
All right.
And it's just like, it's so overwhelming, like the sensory experience of watching this film with all of these colors and all of the sound, and Nicolas Cage being like all bare teeth and huge eyes. And like,
Is he
his face
unhinged? Just unhinged?
He is so unhinged.
Oh,
It
I
is
love him. Unhinged.
It is the perfect Nicolas Cage performance. Like everything that we make fun of Nicolas
You mean
Cage
when everybody's
for.
freaking out?
Yeah, it's like
That's a
it's
quote
like
from him, right?
He starts at 10 and never decelerates for the entire film. It's incredible, amazing production design. Amazing music. It's just an overwhelming experience. It's like sitting and being shaken violently for 2 hours, which I like. I'm saying that as though that's a good thing, which I gather it's probably not for all people.
Might be.
I don't know that either one of you would like this movie at all. Mm-hmm. At all. You wouldn't, Carrie. Rob might.
No.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I do remember after our top anticipated list came out, I think I commented on how weird I thought Mandy was going to be. And
it's weird.
A friend of the show had commented on the site being like, it's so good, you're going to love it, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. And I did.
I was like,
This is a 5-star movie for me.
5-star.
Wow. My third 5-star of the year.
Oh, my goodness.
Well.
I feel like we just have to
so
check
Mandy,
it out just to understand Tim
a million
more.
thumbs up. If you must see it in a theater because you must see it in a good sound system and a loud sound
Will it be
system.
gone quick, though?
It's already gone.
Oh, yeah.
Madison. It had 2 screenings.
So what you're saying is life itself lasted a little longer.
Yes.
All right.
We could, however, go down to Chicago and see it, where it's been in its 3rd week by popular demand.
All right.
Do you know what movie is not going to have a 3rd week by popular demand in Chicago?
No.
Life itself.
Strangely enough, I think on demand now as well too, right? It released on video on demand as well. Simultaneous.
Don't watch it that way.
I know. You just
you want to
told me
have
not
it like you want to have it so loud that like the hair on your head blows back from the sound waves.
Feels like a good mobile phone watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could be.
Fuck you.
What'd you see?
I caught 3 movies. The aforementioned Life Itself,
Which you were passionately loving about.
Yes, I also caught On the Plane, and I just want to do a quick plug on this because I was just really enjoying this movie. On the edge of my seat for a documentary called 3 Identical Strangers, streaming on I believe on Netflix right now.
I didn't like it at all.
Really?
Go
I'm
tell us about 3 Identical Strangers.
If it's like a little bit better than a Dateline, I really like those.
It's very little better than a Dateline.
Yes,
I do like Dateline, though.
If that's what you're into, then catch 3 Identical Strangers.
Tell what it's about.
True story.
But wait, is this the one you're actually going to talk about?
No, it's just really quick.
It's
Three young men.
It's about 3 brothers three young men who realize that they all look alike, and the reason is that because they are identical brothers. Isn't that wacky? Turns out it's not wacky. It's sinister.
Yeah, there's more to it.
Like what?
If that's intriguing
No,
enough
it's so
for you,
intriguing.
that you just bump into your
didn't know.
adopted twin brother triplet that you had no idea, and then you kind of find each other.
But wait, are they really related? Don't tell me.
Yeah,
That is not something
That's
that the
not-
film
yeah.
backwards.
Oh, there's more to it?
No, and it's if you think that's interesting, I feel like the things behind
It's like a Parent
that-
Trap situation?
They're actually clones.
It's like duplicity kind of thing?
Yes, exactly.
worth seeing. I think it's worth seeing. You did not like it, huh?
I did not like it.
Well, we'll.
I bet I would. You're selling
to
me
see.
over
I
It's
here.
think Carrie would like
insufficiently
it.
weird. It's too straightforward.
Yes,
It tells
it is.
It
You know,
tells
like
a
when
compelling story in a straightforward way. I can't.
Did it make
deal
your
with
hair
that.
stand on
I
edge?
know.
Like,
For me, it
My
did.
hair was thoroughly unmussed.
Oh, nice.
It also,
The audio is being played at a fine, adequate level.
fine documentary though. Okay.
It's
Nothing?
It's too plain.
All right,
Free.
fine.
It's free.
It's free. It's free.
Check it out.
And I'll
Free's a
probably
good
see it
price
on a
for it.
plane.
3 Identical Strangers.
All right.
Yes, for plane viewing, great stuff.
So what are you really going to tell us about?
I'm talking about my number 2, which
It was a number 2,
All
wasn't
three
it?
of all 3 of us have seen. Carrie was a little nervous about talking to you because, much like a movie like Hereditary, she was worried she missed something with Hold the Dark, 2018's Hold the Dark, the 4th movie by Jeremy Saulnier. The first movie where he had no writing influence. This was written by Macon Blair as well as, I believe,
William Girardi.
Adapted from a book
book
by someone.
So maybe
Giraldi. William Giraldi.
this movie did not turn out as I had expected. It is
I
not the Jeremy Saulnier that I'm
no.
familiar with. No humor whatsoever.
No
For those
humor,
who love
not even a bad one-liner.
no one-liners.
Dark, very dark.
For those who love Green Room or Blue Ruin, which are Jeremy Saulnier's prior
Green Room wasn't funny
movies.
either, though.
No, there were some funny bits. into it.
Green
Less
Room
funny than
is a fucking
Blue Ruin,
Marx
though.
Brothers movie compared to Hold the Dark.
Agreed.
This one
Agreed.
stars Jeffrey Wright, Alexander Skarsgård, and Riley Keough after the deaths of 3 children. And really, they only touch on 2. But anyway, suspected to be killed by wolves, this writer, Russell Core, played by Jeffrey Wright, is brought to middle of nowhere, Alaska, by Riley Keough to kind of investigate or track down the wolf that apparently killed
That
the
has
kid and
gone off with her son.
gone off with her son and take it out.
That's
so much-
that's like the first 5 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally the second scene has established
Yeah.
everything that we just said.
Yeah.
As far as from a viewing perspective, just the imagery, beautiful.
Beautiful film.
Crisp.
It felt cold.
Yeah.
The gore felt like
Awesome. I mean,
the ice and the blood.
Yeah.
If there's a presence of
yeah.
Jeremy Saulnier, it is in the gore.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, maybe not enough of it.
Oh my gosh, I was like too much gore. Stop with the
for
gore.
a Jeremy Saulnier movie.
It was the film I saw immediately after Mandy, and it did not register as a film that had gore in it. That's right.
I literally have a note here like, why do you have to have so much gore?
But like Carrie, I had to watch it twice.
Why?
Because I feel like I was missing some bigger message that was supposed to be
the
present.
bigger message is not hidden.
Okay.
Some people are so savage, they're like animals.
Is that what it is? I
You know how you
wanted
can tell
something
that
more.
they're like animals?
Is it because they wear masks?
Because they wear animal masks.
I feel like that's as deep as it is. I
Please
feel
tell me
like
there's
that's
more.
yeah.
Please tell me there's more to it.
I would love there to be more to it.
I really
And
wanted
if there
to
wasn't
be
more to it, I would at least like there to be a detectable sense of humor.
There is not.
It was a long movie to get through.
Real fucking long. It's
movie.
just over 2 hours, and they are not fast.
5 minutes over. I counted every
So
single one of them.
is this the plague of Netflix? Is this what it is?
I hope not, because I got 3 Netflix films coming up on my top anticipated.
Yeah, it's not looking good. And this is a director I admire. Why I automatically gave it a pass.
And
to number 2.
I was expecting to like it, and it doesn't feel like Saulnier. It feels like he consulted on the cinematography, but it's not funny. The characters are not well etched at all.
Although,
Very slow moving, which I
but
think is
acting
why
wise,
it's so tight.
What do you guys think about Skarsgård's performance though?
It's very one note, but he does what the script is asking him
I
to
feel
do.
like he did too. I don't know. I felt like I was into him as his character. I believed his creep factor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But yeah, just way too long, way too non-funny, just almost so bleak it's like a joke.
Yeah, I guess there's a couple scenes in there if you're into that kind of more of the gory violence, just ultra violence.
There's that big shootout.
The
That's
shootout
like the thing
scene.
people talk about.
Yep.
And I didn't think it was all that impressive.
No, not really.
You know, if I want to watch an 8-minute shootout, I can throw on The Raid and then watch a half an hour shootout.
There's actually nothing that I can really take away from the movie as being.
What about Macon Blair's
profoundly
cameo?
mediocre.
I mean, that's not even good. Again, I'm waiting for the joke. I'm waiting for
The funny.
for something funny.
Yeah,
there,
he wasn't
and it's
funny
just,
either.
There wasn't anything there. It was.
I
it
do
was
like
slow
him
plotting.
so much, so I wanted to really like this movie more.
Well, I'll be
So
excited.
we can all agree that Rob has already lost most anticipated of the film.
Life itself.
Life itself was
Well, at
rough.
least one person liked it. Or
I didn't like it.
You claimed
No, I didn't.
you gave
I
it 3 on
just-
Letterboxd.
That doesn't mean I
did not
loved
like
it.
it.
It means you found the experience.
I said I liked the
on balance better
first
than
half.
not.
I liked the first half of that movie, and
Oh
I'll
my
stand by
gosh.
that. The second
I
half
can't-
was weird.
I can't wait to see all of Tim's reviews for these movies. Remember, you can find more details about all the movies we've watched at our website, alternateending.com. That's alternateending.com. Before we head to our break, you might be wondering about ways to support the show. Get early access to exclusive content, make us watch a movie, pick your own episode topic, and more from our Patreon site.
And we, if I recall correctly, just put out some new exclusive content
Yeah,
this
we
past
did.
week, yeah?
You find
What's
out
there?
why I do not believe Blake Lively is for me. And Tim learned some things about
did.
just pop culture.
Oh,
did.
you put that on there? That's
Of course.
embarrassing.
No, it's good stuff.
It's good stuff. It's least embarrassing to you of the 3 people
I know.
at this table.
That's probably true.
We also had 3 new Razzie Award winners, so thank you for your contributions there. We also just want to remind everybody we launched our first video. Carrie and I are taking to the YouTube
Oh, gosh.
realm.
Yeah,
So embarrassing.
We should. I think it was my job to put up a blog post, and it just completely didn't happen. I'll do that so we can have a nice little place to put your comments, feedback. We want to know how to make these videos better. Obviously, the first suggestion from all of you should be put Tim in them and potentially take Rob and Carrie out.
We don't disagree with this.
We'll assume that that's understood, so give us other feedback.
We're looking to do them about almost weekly. It's going to be tough to keep up.
with the hits.
With
We're going to
all
come out
the
with
ones
like
that
the
deserve our
a
time.
conversation.
Next one we're excited about.
They went to the Predator.
Yes, I
that
know.
was a
That was a proof of concept.
Proof of concept. We just put it out there. It was a proof of concept.
Next one's going to be A Star Is Born.
I had a couple flubs in there too, and you inserted those. I stumbled a couple times.
We kept those in.
I know.
Warts and all. But we need your help to be successful, so be sure to go on there and subscribe. That way you can get easy access whenever we release a new one. Also want to thank all of our listeners who support the show and make their Amazon purchases through our site. Doing it is easy. Just go to our website, alternateending.com. Click on our Amazon banner and seamlessly go about your purchases. All proceeds go to making our show better. Since our last episode, just a couple of movies picked up.
What is it?
Got a little Toy Story on Amazon Instant
The original?
Video.
Nice.
The original. And
That's a good
Selena.
picture.
Selena. Maybe someone getting ready for our top 5
Sister
singers.
movies.
Could
singers
be.
tour.
Was
What?
this
Sisters?
you?
Yeah.
Sisters. What sister?
She has a sister.
Who?
Selena.
Does she?
Yeah.
I don't
Before she
remember.
died.
What's her sister's name?
Sonia.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. When we get back, our top 5 singers turned actors. Welcome back to Alternating.
All right. So Selena had a sister named Suzette
Exactly.
Oh,
and a
right.
brother named Abraham III.
How
And
many
they
times
were
am I
they
right?
were a band who played at their father's Tex-Mex restaurant,
Yep.
Papagayo.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right.
Selena was a half Cherokee Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
Okay, so that I didn't know. I remember when Jennifer Lopez played her, there was some controversy because of Selena was Puerto Rican? No, Mexican?
She's Texan.
Texan?
She was born in Lake Jackson, Texas.
Jennifer
what we're
Lopez
saying,
is
though,
Puerto
here
Rican.
is, was I right? Is what we're saying, basically?
Did you say Sonia?
No, but I mean, I was
No, you
close.
were wrong,
no, but I mean,
wrong,
she had a
wrong,
sister, is
wrong.
what I was saying.
Well, we're doing our top 5 singers turned actors, actresses. Care, what did you go through to qualify this list?
Seemed simple at first. Seemed really simple, and had to go from singing to acting, and you had to be really solid at both.
So what if you did like high school theater and then you joined a band afterwards?
I'll get
and
there.
then you became a
That's a
Hollywood
good question,
actor?
Rob. That's a really great question. Couldn't do that. Couldn't do
That
that.
wouldn't qualify.
You had to have notoriety as a singer before moving to acting.
So like you sang and then murdered someone while you were singing?
Yeah.
All right.
That gets you extra points on my list, in
Okay.
fact. And then
The notorious singer.
the notorious, I have a few of those actually. It's surprising how many. You can't, here's the other thing that like really trajects you. Okay.
Trajects you?
Yeah.
Run with
Is
it. I like
that
it. I like where this is going.
When you see what?
Go with Go
What?
with it. Ignore him.
Go get me more
he's
wine.
a hater.
Go get me more
He's
wine.
a hater.
This has been a long day at the pumpkin farm. No, don't actually get more wine. I've had a lot of wine.
What about pumpkin beer? Did you get pumpkin beer? at the
No,
pumpkin-
just
That is Carrie's favorite, though.
I do like
I,
pumpkin.
kind of,
Some
I know
people-
you're not supposed to, but I kind of do.
Yeah, some people do the pumpkin spice latte as the
Yeah,
sign of
I
fall.
just
No,
do
Carrie
pumpkin-
just downs pumpkin beer.
Pumpkin beer.
Yeah.
The best you can ever find is at Trader Joe's, but I'll move on from there. So now I lost my train of thought. When you see the movie, you can't think, oh, there's a singer that's trying to act, which rules out like Justin Timberlake. You have to like be like, oh,
Poor JT.
you have to be good enough to transport me out of your singery into acting. You know what I mean? Like,
So that's what trajects them onto your list.
exactly.
Are you going for body of work, or are you going for like if they suck all over the place,
Individual-
but there was one performance? that
No,
propelled them?
individual overall best singer and best acting.
No. So sorry,
Is
that's
your
a good
list,
point.
Is your list performance oriented or actor oriented?
Oh, sorry, actor oriented.
Okay.
Actor oriented, and then
But quality of singer had nothing to do with it. They could have been.
oh no, you had to be both. Jared Leto's out.
What? 30 Seconds to Mars, good stuff.
I don't
like
know.
30 Seconds to Mars.
So anyway, I do have something to
No,
say
but
here.
do you have for your actor's body of
Yeah.
for the acting part?
Yeah.
Are you valuing more?
Equal balance.
No. But
Are you
do they-
valuing their consistency as an
Right.
actor, or if they
Do
have
they
that
need-
one great performance?
Do they need right?
I
And
see
so
what
if
you're saying.
if an actress
Little bit of
if a
both.
singer did
Yep.
only one movie, but it was a killer one,
Yep.
or do you value more someone over time?
I see what you're saying.
they have
I
a-
see what
they
you're
have a
saying.
long acting
hits
career.
hits you higher to the top with the value over time.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a hybrid of how good you are at both. And here's the other little nuance. You guys better watch out for this, and hopefully you did all your research. There's a lot of actors and actresses that started on Broadway, which you might think is singing, but that's also acting. So like you can't be Bruce Willis. He was like a Broadway singer. And then he went to acting. That's also
Gotta be
acting.
honest, Bruce Willis would not have made my list of singers turned
Sorry,
actors,
sing-
regardless
No,
of what
no.
other data
Okay.
points I needed.
Okay. Did you see what the movie where he died on the planet that blew up in the oil rig?
Armageddon.
Exactly.
I have.
So he
You
could
know
have
what he
made
doesn't
your
do in
list.
Armageddon?
Live
Sing.
Yeah.
or sing.
Hudson
True,
Hawk.
True. It's true.
He does sing in Hudson
Oh
Hawk.
wait, but they don't have to sing in the movie that they're in.
No, that's-
okay.
I don't
Oh,
think-
okay.
I think
Okay.
we're-
Don't
you're
get
okay.
crazy. Don't get crazy. So that's where I'm at. I mean, it feels clear.
Okay.
Yep. Clear's a good word for
Clear's
it.
a word.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim.
So, I mean, I don't even know how to compare my list to Carrie's. Basically, my rule was, so I was going with performances. And that's really more a matter of how I ranked these. My number one pick is someone who has done some really shitty acting, but also in this particular case did a very, very good performance. I was focused on people who remain singers. You know, like
whilst
people,
acting?
Well, whilst acting, but people who, like, if you were to ask me, is this person a singer or an actor or something else, I would first and foremost believe them to be a singer. So this took out people like Bing Crosby, like who was a huge success as a singer prior to ever acting, but he acted so many times. He was so good at it. He sort of, to me, has colonized the acting part of my brain. So that's kind of one of my big things. He's had to be people who felt like singers interloping into the world of acting. I did not necessarily care if they're good singers or not, although I think all of them are. And I think I had one other thing, and I'm trying to...
Anything on trajection?
No trajections.
Okay.
Except insofar as I did focus on performances, like I said, not on body of work, although I think most of these people had a pretty solid body of work insofar as they made more than one film.
Okay. And for me, I really took the singers.
My other thing. Sorry. These people all had to be like prominent singers before they acted. So like Zooey Deschanel.
Notoriety, yep.
Not nearly prominent.
No 500
She was
Days
a
of
singer
Summer.
before she was an actor, but she's not remotely a prominent singer.
Agreed.
I took singers turned actors to heart, meaning that
like they turned around.
Unlike you, I mean, there are two on my list where I would probably, if you ask me, are they singer and actor, I would probably say singer. But for the most part, I really valued more. I've forgotten that they were ever singers.
Right. Sure. I know what you mean.
And I will say, I think for three of mine, that's a legitimate. I think it's possible to say, this person's primarily an actor. In my head,
so I went more singers. Body of work, which makes me a little nervous. I don't think we're going to maybe overlap as much as I originally thought.
I think there's some.
Because I perform, if you
I'll bet neither one of you have seen any of the films on my list, let alone the performances from them.
I did pick one where an individual performance really elevated this person, because I haven't seen the rest of their work, but I was like, wow. Like, why aren't you acting more? Yep. I don't get it.
Maids in Manhattan.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. So I'm excited to go over this.
She's such a bad actress.
Beg your pardon, madam. Made in Manhattan?
Yes, that's what I said. Oh, sorry. I know it's one of your favorites.
Is anyone else excited for the movie where she lies her way into a job interview?
I mean, I'll probably see it.
Probably see it as well.
Yeah.
Saw the trailer for it in front of me.
I'm a little nervous about my list as we talk through this right now. Okay,
you should
continue.
Be.
How many J-Lo films are on your list, Rob?
There's so many.
By the way, I kept it to one.
Oh, yeah, totally. I totally agree.
Just totally agree. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So here's where we start. This one I am 100% certain is on Rob's list for many, many reasons. If you're a longtime listener of the show, you'll know because Rob would leave me for this singer turned actress. That was supposed to be much more dramatic. For this singer turned actress.
Well, I know who you're talking about, but it's not on my list.
Really?
Yeah, Mandy Moore's not on my list.
Oh,
you have her because she's a bad actress.
Yeah, I don't think of her as a good actress.
She's a real bad actress.
She's not real bad, and I'll tell you why. Here's why. So she hit the charts in 1999 with her single "Candy." She was really beloved as a singer. Stop smirking at me over there.
I'm
thinking about Mandy Moore. No, Rob has a signed photo of her.
Do you need us to leave the room?
No,
we can, Rob. We can, or maybe you can. Maybe
signed photos in here somewhere.
You know, another guy who lived in our college dorm was super into Mandy Moore, and it was creepy and wrong. So.
You're confusing him with Rob.
No. I mean, it's definitely this guy, but you guys should have formed a club.
We should have. Yeah, fan club.
Mandy
Club. MM fan club.
So she has had small parts, but then really took note with her role as the dying girl who doesn't want to fall in love with the mean guy, but probably will anyway in A Walk to Remember.
Yep.
And I will actually openly say I didn't love A Walk to Remember. Every girl my age did when we were in college. Everyone openly wept through that movie. I actually didn't like that movie.
You know what? I will say that I also did not like A Walk to Remember.
You did not. I can see why.
I feel
not enough twist.
I feel like this is a safe space.
It is. Tell us how you feel.
I liked your song a lot in it.
Agreed. Yeah. And the song in that movie was fantastic. How does it go again? I'm actually not saying it to be mean. It's like, you're my only
hope.
Hope. Yeah.
Does it have that like big deep octave change too?
I want to say written by Switchfoot, the Christian band.
It could be. So, but after that, her career took a bit of a dive. And here's where it actually comes back. I'm actually not picking it for A Walk to Remember, but she has a current career that was revived on her current running show, This Is Us.
Okay.
Another Dan Fogelman.
Is it?
From Life Itself. Yeah.
Interesting.
His show.
Which This Is Us, has really, I think, taken her career to another level. She is fantastic on that show.
I really hoped you were going with Tangled for a minute.
I know. I did. I know.
That is
no,
her
I
best
should have, but I was
performance. Right
going.
on.
Really, totally
Yes.
is.
It is. So did I say This Is Us?
You said This Is Us.
Oh gosh, I meant to say Tangled.
No.
I meant
We're
to
going
say
to stick with This Is
Tangled.
Us. We're going to stick with This Is Us.
So Tangled and This Is Us are her more current things that I think have really brought her back and into more of the acting fold. And that's why it's number 5. I'm not getting crazy.
Right.
But I think, and she's so pretty.
That I do not disagree with.
Are you in the pretty camp on that?
She's fine.
Yeah.
She's
is
a
why I
little
liked
bit
him more
too
than you.
like pop artist.
She doesn't have
fake.
quite like the mom bun thing that you're into.
Well, she sure doesn't.
No.
She also doesn't wear like big, dumpy, formless sweaters.
She's so unattractive.
We're not speaking of anybody in the room here.
Of course not.
So rude. It's
All right,
comfortable.
what do you have at number 5?
So I will point out
cold.
that unlike Harry, I didn't have to scrounge for my 5th. I think every one of these 5 is like an A level performance. Like I think these are great actors giving great performances.
All right.
So my first one, the actor in question, singer in question, he's been in 117 films.
Oh, yeah. Actor.
So
sure.
But he's never like had
Mark
a really,
Wahlberg?
he's just been in them. Like he's not a movie star. I don't think people really regard him as like an actor first and foremost. This is Chris Christopherson.
Who is
He's been in that many
He's
movies?
been in 117 movies.
I have no idea who that is.
Isn't that fucking
1976
nuts?
No idea
Yeah.
who that is now.
He is the singer-songwriter who gave the world Me and Bobby McGee, Sunday Morning Coming Down.
Google him.
I know who he is.
Oh, he was Whistler in the Blades. Whistler's the character name, yes.
Yeah, no, Whistler. Yeah. No, you're on.
Keep going.
He looks like someone took a mummy and said, "Ooh, this mummy looks too moist. We better dry him out a little
Moist mummy? Is
No,
he
no,
very
but
old?
that is
no,
Chris
dry.
Christopherson.
Oh.
A drier mummy.
He kind of does look like a moist mummy.
No, I'm saying he looks like a drier mummy.
That's so mean.
He was
a
in the
moist mummy
he
is
was
nice.
in the movie with Queen Latifah versus Dolly Parton that came out a couple years back.
He's pretty handsome.
Were they in the hair salon?
Back in his day.
No, where they're like
Steel
Southern-
Magnolias?
It was called Gospel and
According to
Me. What was it called?
Me.
I'm looking it up. I need to find it out.
Quickly. You must know. Quickly.
Oh, he's the voice of the donkey in The Star, the old donkey, not the young
You
donkey.
loved that movie.
I thought that movie was really
5-star
fucking
review.
terrible. Oh, why am I not coming up with this?
So he's a country singer.
He's
turned
a
actor. Is that what it is?
by and large a country singer. Yeah.
Okay.
So tell us why he's so good.
I feel like
I'm
that's
not
more of
gonna
a thing.
find this movie I
That's
was
like
looking
more
for. I'm really
common
bummed out.
in my research.
So anyway, the film that I think he's been great in a lot of things. He's one of the only things about the 1976 Star is Born, for example, that is actually tolerable. Joyful Noise, that was it. But no, the film I'm singling out of his very, very long career is 1996's Lone Star, which is a murder mystery.
Spin-off of Spaceballs?
Obviously. It's a Texas murder mystery written and directed by John Sayles about like sort of a cross-generational, like a cop and a young cop remembering his dad who was also a cop. And Chris Christopherson is in the past timeline as the sort of unfathomably corrupt sheriff who is kind of the source for every terrible thing that has happened in the world. And he just gives this really incredible performance of like this absolutely evil piece of shit, but evil in a way that's like grounded and feels real and doesn't feel like it's just melodrama for the sake of it. Really terrific villain performance. One of my favorite performances of 1996, period. Certainly my favorite performance of Chris Christopherson's. And that's sort of the thing he's good at. He just brings that kind of like weathered, leathery
How's
Southwest
his music, though?
gravitas. Oh, I love his music.
Oh, you've actually listened.
I absolutely love
It's
his
country.
music. Country means different things now than it did when he was working in
Is it
Nashville.
like whiny and talking about losing your job?
It's more like I almost died of drinking too much whiskey.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Now I've crawled
Yeah.
out of the bottle to scream from the
Yeah,
depths
yeah.
of hell.
It's country.
It's more Western.
Western
It's
country.
more Western. Is
Okay.
the thing. We'll play some of it.
You're not on your list, though, Rob?
I have not, other than Whistler, have not had too much exposure.
And I can
to,
see that
Chris
Whistler would not
Christopherson.
want.
That wouldn't
you would
done it
not
for me.
recommend him for your
Right.
list.
If that was my only exposure to him, then no. I actually had trouble with coming up with my list. Not a whole lot of examples that from my viewing where I would consider them now actors versus just singers making cameos.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with people who went more
You went with singers making cameos.
who are now known, who are now just more, you think of them a little bit more as actors. This one probably not as much, but
Do Cher.
I did do Justin Timberlake as my number number
you
5. You made fun of him.
From Just in Time?
See, Justin Timberlake is very much someone that I would say has still remained in the I primarily think of him as
and that's what I'm saying.
yes,
I have
yeah.
2 on my list who, if you ask me, I would say these 2 people are singers above
In Time?
actors, but no, that's not my favorite performance
Which one?
of him. I did enjoy In Time.
Is he actually good in anything other than The Social Network?
The Social Network is what I had picked. I thought Inside Llewyn Davis, he was fine.
Oh, he is fine in Inside Llewyn Davis.
I thought Alpha Dog, he didn't disrupt anything.
He didn't disrupt it.
No, Trouble with the Curve didn't cause any
Didn't
problems.
see it.
Yeah.
I like
He's
that's
not.
the barometer.
Well, this is where
Justin
I'm starting.
Timberlake
I'm starting
has
here.
not actively ruined multiple films.
Yes,
that seems like it should
I
make
feel,
your list.
and I think that's honestly, that's the bar for some of the singers that I have, because I just don't have a lot of exposure to singers in movies that I think of as actors who were singers first. So yeah, I picked Justin Timberlake, Social Network. I thought he did a fine performance as kind of the Weasley Napster.
What's your favorite
creator.
song?
Oh, it's Can't Stop the Feeling for.
Oh yeah.
Which is a movie in which he was an actor.
And he was an actor. Actually, that might be his. We keep missing the.
I
feel like he did all right
I
as a voice actor.
I probably would still go Social Network over Trolls, even though I love Trolls.
Oh yeah, Trolls. Forgot about Trolls.
But I am by far not an aficionado of JT's
What troll
music.
was he?
He was the main male troll.
Yeah.
The one that's trying to eat people?
No, those were
No.
the Trolls. Those were the
the goblins. or things.
what were they called?
Gargoyles. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was
Grundles?
opposite Anna Kendrick.
Oh, yep. I can't think of his name, but yeah.
Bergens.
The Bergens. I've liked him just fine, and he's easy on the eyes, so he's fine to look at. So yeah, number 5, Justin Timberlake.
He's not my type.
He was the voice
gangly.
of Boo Boo in that Yogi Bear movie.
Yeah, he's getting lots of opportunities. He's still singer first.
I still feel good about Mandy Moore and whoever you had, that wizened guy.
Wizard.
Wizened is, I think, an extremely good word to describe.
That was very good. Yeah.
I hope he's not listening. I feel very offensive by saying
No,
that.
Chris, even though you look like the bottom of a shoe, I think you're a wonderful actor and an even better singer.
What was
He is still with us.
Good.
What was your number 4, Kara?
Number 4 to me is one you guys aren't thinking of, but you guys, Rob especially, will like this guy because Rob has like a special affinity to men that he is drawn to because they're good people too. It's like an aspiring kind of thing.
Who am I forgetting about?
Yeah, I know.
Who is a singer who's a good person?
This one's a real good one, I think. I hope. I don't know much about him. No.
Is it Bono? Is there some like Bono?
This guy's
action
still
comedy?
alive. The guy's still alive.
Bono is alive.
Exactly. He is. I thought he ran into a tree or something. But anyway,
Sonny Bono
Sonny Bono.
skied into a tree.
Oh my goodness!
Sorry.
Holy shit!
I really I don't actually need any more wine.
I think not.
So I am at my number 4. So, this one brings you a very nice man, whose debut was in Memphis Belle in 1990. All right, because he was a singer, rose to stardom later in Independence Day, Hope Floats, The Iron Giant, and P.S. I Love You.
Harry Connick Jr.
Harry Connick Jr. started off as a singer.
About that, I like him.
No, you were saying he's a good guy.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you were like, and his wife was ill, and he was taking care of her, and Rob's like, what a
cheat
good
on
guy.
someone?
No, I don't
think so.
I think you're
Who am I
maybe
thinking
confusing
of?
him.
His wife had breast cancer, and you
No,
were like,
I think Carrie is confusing him with. I've never said these words.
Yeah, and you were like, he's really. Well, I mean, I think he's like a proponent for all these good things. Maybe.
Maybe I don't know anything about Harry Connick Jr. Other than he was in like Bug with.
He was Bug, dude. To add to the list.
Bug was pretty sweet.
And so Bug was good, and then
Never seen it.
I've seen Bug.
Oh, yeah.
Is that A Bug's Life? Is it similar?
Oh, nope.
No, very
no,
different. Different movie.
Movie you cannot forget.
Okay, Bug's Life I did see, but he was also in Will and Grace.
Not a movie.
But you didn't say it had to be in
This Is
movies.
Us.
You didn't say it had to be in movies.
I know.
Okay.
Which I think is something we're both regretting.
Yeah. But Harry Connick Jr., you guys love him,
Harry
don't
Connick
you?
Jr. married a former Victoria's Secret model, which I think at least indicates that he's
got a good heart.
He's got.
No, I've seen her now. He stayed with the
I don't
same
know what
one.
you're talking about. Yeah. So yeah, you got to disassociate.
Oh, he's
with
a
this.
Catholic.
Oh, is he?
He's no good.
Don't throw that out there. I don't want people.
I have
off
no
my...
positive or negative feelings toward. I know nothing about.
No,
Harry
but I feel
Connick
like I thought he was a good guy. That you might like him. No.
In December 1992, he was charged with bringing a gun to the security checkpoint at JFK. He was arrested by the Port Authority, charged with having a 9mm pistol in his possession. After spending a day in jail, he agreed to make a public service television commercial warning against breaking gun laws.
That's nice. Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
The court agreed to drop all charges if he stayed out of trouble for 6 months.
Did he do that?
It doesn't say he didn't.
Exactly. And that is why he's my
Solid
number
guy.
4.
What performance of his
Look
did
on the
you
thing
like
there when you Will and Grace. But when you look over there on the side, has he been married to the same woman forever, or has he ever been divorced? Not that I'm opposed to divorce. I'm very okay with it.
Well, he's Catholic, so he probably is opposed to divorce.
But his wife was sick for a long time, and he took care of her.
He is still married to Jill Goodaker.
Yeah, Jill Goodaker. That's why I know him. Have you ever seen the skit from Friends where Chandler Bing is trapped in an ATM vestibule with Jill Goodaker?
It's such an important part of her career that it's in her Wikipedia preamble.
Oh, it's the best scene ever in Friends, and that's why it makes me number 4.
Okay,
and I feel solid about it.
We got to cut Carrie out of this episode.
Sorry.
This is us.
Cut it out.
Will and Grace, Friends. What are we?
Such good shows.
Okay.
Such good shows.
What I like is that when we put up the little image stub of Will and Grace, no one will have any idea what we're talking about.
People have seen that show
because of Harry Connick's one appearance in that.
Don't put up Independence Day for that one.
I don't remember him in.
He was in there. He's his sidekick in Independence Day.
You're thinking of Randy Quaid.
Nope. Harry Connick Jr.'s in it too.
Was he Will Smith's co-pilot?
Yeah, Will Smith.
Is it possible?
He dies.
He dies in the first minute of the film.
It was so powerful what he did.
Gravitas.
Also, I think if we put top singers turned actors and then Independence Day is on that list, I don't think Harry Connick Jr. So people are going to think we're talking about.
We'll see. So, that's my number 4.
Okay. So my number 4 is the inevitable Cher picture.
Hey, lineup.
We've all got a Cher.
Number 3.
Cher. I've never actually seen a movie with a Cher other than Mamma Mia 2.
Witches of Eastwick? Moonstruck?
No, never saw it.
Nothing?
Never seen it.
Have you not even seen my pick, which is Silkwood?
Silkwood? No.
Silkwood.
No.
So Silkwood is a biopic of sorts about a woman who discovers shenanigans at the nuclear plant that she works at. That woman is played by Meryl Streep. The character is Karen Silkwood. But one of her co-workers is a woman named Dolly Parton, played by Cher. And here is why this was out of the many wonderful Cher performances. And she's the edge
she's
case
a good singer.
for me. She's the one that's do I think of her as an actress? And I don't.
I don't. She's Cher.
She's
I
Cher.
don't.
Maybe Cher, yeah.
But she has had quite an impressive acting career, I would say, all things
Are
considered.
they all one note?
No. There is much variety.
I'm just asking. I haven't seen her.
You know what she's been in?
What?
Will and Grace.
Really?
So says the
I
IMDb.
feel like I saw every episode.
Well, she's in 2 of them, apparently.
I must have
as
missed
herself. So that's why you didn't count it. Anyway, so I've picked, of all the wonderful Cher performances, Silkwood for the reason that she's starring opposite Meryl Streep.
Whoa.
2 power women.
And I think still gives the better performance.
Really?
She is the one that I can't take my eyes off of in that film. There's something just so comfortably lived in and ragged about this working class woman she's playing. Whereas I do think Meryl Streep occasionally is a little bit affected. You can tell that Meryl Streep is actually a rich person playing poor. Cher feels like this is just what she does. She's a factory worker. She lives in, whatever downtrodden little place this is.
Silkwood.
I totally feel it. Great movie, Silkwood is.
Have you seen it?
Not great.
No,
very good. Very worth seeing.
I'm kind of interested in the plot. It's one I've missed.
It's a Mike Nichols film that is weirdly out of character for Mike Nichols, but it's got some real good stuff. It's part of that early 80s cycle of nuclear paranoia films. But it makes a good double bill with Norma Ray.
Okay.
Really, really solid movie.
Worth seeing.
Streep is excellent in it. Cher's just better.
And I have not seen Silkwood, so I went with Moonstruck. Her performance in that was phenomenal to me.
And that was your number?
That was my number 3.
3, okay.
Yeah. Cameron Shaw, Carnivorous Couch, and CRD also had Cher on their list.
And I want to point out that Moonstruck and Silkwood are the 2 films for which Cher was an Oscar nominee.
There you go.
Winning, sir, for Moonstruck.
That's right. Oscar-winning performance, Care. How about Harry Connick Jr.?
I've got some Oscar people on here.
You know what I just remembered Harry Connick Jr. was in?
What?
Was in Copycat.
Also in Copycat.
Creepy. Very creepy in Copycat. I'll give him that. He did.
Dynamic.
He did give the serial killer vibe.
Exactly.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so what I have for you next is one that might crack Rob's list, probably not Tim's, but this gal is gorge. Love her so much, and she made her debut on American.
She's gorge? Oh,
Is she so gorgeous that she tangented onto your list?
She did. She tangulated. She tangulated here.
Gorge, I don't know if gorge is a flattering shortening of the word.
Gorge
immediately
to me
went to
two
big.
things.
Everyone knows what gorge means.
Gorge means a large crevasse in a rocky outgrowth, or it means to just fill your body so full of food that you puke it all back out.
That's where my mind went before I realized you were talking about.
When you say this woman is gorge, I think of just like
I
this
can see that, yeah.
obese creature dripping food.
Yeah, no. Well, she's not doing that after she was on Weight Watchers.
Oprah?
Actually,
Sally Struthers.
No, she was on there too. No, she doesn't gorge. She's beautiful and wonderful and perfect in so many ways, but she made her debut on American Idol and then made her way into her film debut on Dreamgirls.
Oh,
Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah.
Miss Jennifer Hudson.
Nice.
I think she's one of the most fabulous people in the world.
Yeah, she is actually a good person, unlike that piece of shit Harry Connick Jr.
He's not a piece of shit. His wife had breast cancer, and he stayed by her, even though she was a model. She was probably really pretty. But anyway, so...
she was one of those homely Victoria's Secret.
I know, right? She was authentic. So anyway, Jennifer Hudson, huge hit with Dreamgirls. And I actually, admittedly, have not seen Dreamgirls, but what I actually loved her in was The Secret Life of Bees. And I also caught her, she was my favorite character in Sing, which was the elephant in...
She was not the elephant in
She
Sing.
is definitely not the elephant.
I know.
Yeah.
What was she? She was in Sing.
She played... she sang as the...
She sang the Sing
old lady,
character's song.
Nina,
she sings Hallelujah.
No, she does not.
Who sings that?
Someone else?
Yeah, the white blonde, curly haired Tori Kelly. It just came to me. Tori Kelly came to me. Yeah.
Wait, what is she doing?
Don't whisper, we're on radio.
John C. Reilly's grandma.
Yeah.
When she was younger.
Yeah.
And she was belting out
the opera singer.
The opera singer. That was Jennifer Hudson.
The one who sings the
Which
opera
was
version.
the better performance.
Oh, it is. It's the best performance in the film.
Yes.
Yes, she is literally credited as playing young Nana.
Young Nana.
So when she plays young Nana, and when she's
just singing as young Nana, she actually doesn't say anything. But
she sings and acts and voice acts in that a little bit.
No, just the singing.
Yeah. And then she was in The Secret Life of Bees.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's stick with that one.
I loved her in The Secret Life of Bees so much. And I think I love her voice just overall. Back off me over there.
So what does she do in The Secret Life of Bees?
She's one of the girls in that movie.
Is she a beekeeper?
Oh, no, you haven't seen this movie?
Bees? No.
Oh, I read the book.
I don't think anyone has seen this movie other than you.
Oh, my gosh. I saw it so long ago. Rob saw it. You saw it. Yeah, you saw it. I made you see it.
Oh, it's got a Fanning in it.
Which one?
Dakota.
Yep. And there's this young girl who ends up getting taken in by this family of Black women and is kind of raised by them, and then she doesn't want to go back kind of situation. Okay. And it's really, really good story. Great book. But anyway, Jennifer Hudson, I thought she transported into, I did not know she was acting.
2 movies. One.
No, she's had a lot more than that. I'm just calling
that you've
out.
Seen.
Yeah.
2 movies.
Yeah. And but I love her voice transcends everything else too. I think she's a great singing actress person too. Yeah, her singing voice is good too. So she's good on both ends.
Okay.
Good on both ends.
Apparently she was in Chirac. A recent Spike Lee film from a few years back.
Yeah. Also good there.
She's been in more than I thought. She has 29 acting credits.
Yeah.
At least a couple of which I think are like for video, so it's a smaller number than that. She's been on Empire, which I've heard good things about.
Yeah, it's a good show.
All right.
So that's why it makes my number 3.
Okay.
I love her.
Tim, you're number 3.
So my number 3, this would be the one where I was making very specifically choices about, or one of the places I was making choices about performance rather than actor, because I don't know that this person is actually very good as an actor. He's just very good in this particular motion picture. The film is 1976's The Man Who Fell to Earth. The individual is David Bowie, who in this film plays an alien who is pretending to be human but isn't really doing so very well. And I mean, David Bowie in that role is right.
Is he in The Labyrinth too?
He is in The Labyrinth.
Yes.
You didn't pick that though.
I picked The Man Who Fell to Earth.
Okay.
He's quite good in Labyrinth, and so is his 19-inch long penis. But
you see it?
Well, you don't see it, but you see that his pants are much too tight.
Okay.
For the amount of David Bowie there is.
I've seen Labyrinth. Yeah.
I was going to say that's a Labyrinth, but
That's
anyway.
good. Yeah.
Here's my thing with David Bowie is much like what you're saying is I can't tell if he's acting or if he's just weird. He's just a weird guy.
He is the kind of weird that elevates the film to a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And so that's good enough for me.
That's true. He adds to the film because of his unique...
His ability to function in front of a camera causes this movie to work. And it's a great film.
When you watch movies with David Bowie, though, can you say
he is a good
Bowie?
actor. He is a good actor because he plays Tesla.
No.
And The Prestige, and he's quite good.
That was the first time where I was like, it's not, well, I still thought David Bowie, but it was the least David Bowie performance.
So you do think he's too much like himself in The Man Who Fell to Earth?
I have trouble, disconnecting him from me.
Have you seen The Man Who Fell to Earth?
Oh, yes.
You have?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I've seen that. Labyrinth, obviously.
That shocks me. That seems like not... Oh, he's also really good in The Hunger.
That one I have not seen.
Oh, it's good. It's about like vampires and lesbians.
Okay.
I would be into that.
Yeah. That's a good pick.
David Bowie. I thought it would make your list maybe for Labyrinth.
Because he's just being
Doing
a rock
himself.
star.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I don't know.
He's got the
Oh,
weird
he's also
hair.
really good in Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I forgot about that.
Okay.
What episode is that?
It's the movie.
Oh, the movie. Okay.
I have another one that you made
I
fun
wouldn't
of.
put a television show on one of my lists. I wouldn't even bring up a television show.
I
We are not a
did.
television podcast.
I had movies too.
I actually have to go back to my number 4 because Tim took my number 3. So
Okay.
I'm going back one. And it's one that you both have made fun of already. So we'll just skate by quickly.
You said Justin Timberlake already.
Is it
I
out of
did say-
sight?
Yes.
Okay, at least it's out of sight.
Yeah, well, it was. I actually have highlighted here The Cell, but I do have Out of Sight right next to
Give
it.
me more
love
clues.
The
Give me more
Cell.
clues.
Okay.
Give me more clues.
You don't. What do you mean more clues?
Out of Sight. Oh, Out of Sight is the guy Val Kilmer,
Yes.
where he goes blind.
Yes. No.
What are you fucking talking about?
Where he goes blind, out of sight. No.
Where does Val Kilmer go blind?
He does go blind in a movie with Mira Sorvino.
Yeah, Out of Sight.
It is called At First Sight. I
At
believe.
First Sight.
I believe
Yep.
that is.
Out of
You're
Sight
actually
is
right.
the movie that has one of the hottest sex scenes ever
Yeah,
filmed.
so much.
Between George Clooney and
Jennifer Lopez.
Oh,
who's-
you got
who's number
J-Lo
4
in
on my
there.
list. I do. I think she has converted. Here's the thing. Wasn't a great singer to begin with.
Oh, see, I think she was a fine singer. Better singer than actress for sure.
Waiting for tonight.
Yep, she's a better singer than actress.
Oh.
No. Come on. You're joking.
No.
You think she's...
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did you say singer?
She's a better singer
Than
than
actress.
actress.
Yes. Absolutely.
Jennifer Lopez?
Yes.
Have you seen her act in movies?
I've seen her act in The Cell. Out of Sight.
I've seen her walk in
Selena.
front of the camera in The Cell.
Selena was fine.
Have you seen
Out of Sight.
Anaconda?
I actually think that's a great.
I saw
that's a
At
great
First
movie.
Sight, and she was
it's
good
a
in
great
that,
bad
too.
movie. And Enough. I actually liked her in Enough. Brought
Where
some
is that where
emotion.
she is domestic violence?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Where she is domestic violence?
Or, I mean,
just
she's
domestic
taking it
violence.
back. She's
Embodiment
taking
of
it back. She's like, hey,
She's
I'm gonna take
projected
you.
it right into the domestic violence.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen out there in podcast land, I did just literally do a spit take.
On my leg.
I'm very sorry.
fine, no, I'm
It's
fine.
his fault.
I actually like
defend
that
Jennifer
a lot.
Lopez, and I think by far better act. Name a song other than "Waiting for Tonight" of Jennifer Lopez.
A million of them.
The one where she sings about being from her old neighborhood.
Oh, Jenny from the Block.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Amanda V. Hill also had. Thank you, Amanda, for not leaving me alone on this list with Jennifer Lopez on it. I stand by.
What about
she's an
that movie?
actress.
What about that one where it's her and Jane Fonda?
Oh,
And
right.
she brings Jane
Mother-in-law-
Fonda
mother-in-law?
down to her level. Monster-in-law.
Monster-in-law, that's what it is.
Monster-in-law.
Yeah. Good one too.
Jane
But
Fonda's
no
returned
Made in
to acting
Manhattan.
after 10
I
years.
did
What about
see her
the
in-
one she's also like has the next door neighbor kid who becomes obsessed after they...
Oh, that's actually a great movie.
Yeah. Is it
Boy
really?
Next no, it's if you like Anaconda, I think you will have the
I do
correct.
like-
the
Oh,
correct
Anaconda! I
headspace
forgot
for the
about
Bond,
that
the
one.
Boy Next Door. It has some like real just tawdry sex scenes.
Okay. I like it. All right.
I'm looking her up right now.
You're looking up
Like,
J-Lo?
Oh my gosh.
She's got a big list. She has more movies
She was
that
in
she's
Will and
been in
Grace,
than,
too. I
than
will
more
give her
songs
that.
that she's had hits on.
She
for
has
sure.
she has quite a substantial filmography.
Yeah.
She's also been on TV, Carrie, so you might have seen
Yeah,
it.
the Will and Grace. I saw that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Might
Everybody's
have
been
her
on
own
Will
show.
and Grace.
All right, Kara, number 2 for
One
you.
of the best shows of all time, just so you know. Okay, number 2 to me is one that Tim ruled out earlier, but like unnecessarily and without any sort of
I'm so
actual...
glad that you have a Bing Crosby film on your list.
I know. Love him. Love Bing Crosby.
You
How
actually
would
have a Bing Crosby film
That's
on your
my
list?
number 2.
Oh, wow, which one?
So
You're kidding.
I put on here White Christmas. Bing Crosby's in White Christmas, you know?
This is the
He
only
sure
Bing
is.
Crosby movie
So-
you've seen.
I know.
Okay.
But he was good in it. And so in the 1920s, Bing started a singing career with a vocal trio called the Three Harmony Aces. And they later went on to win an award for that. What's the musical award? You know, the one that you get.
Grammy, the Tony.
I don't know. They got something for it. They did a good job there.
Good research.
Then, yeah, I know. It kind of jumped into the fact that they got an Academy Award then in 1994 for Going My Way. So we got singing and acting.
You wanna double check the date there?
No, I don't.
1944.
That's what I said.
You said 90.
I said 1944.
Well, it is 1944.
Yeah,
So that's
Going My Way.
Yes.
And while I imagine there's many movies to love for him, though, I did pick White Christmas.
Okay.
You would not, and your reasoning is...
My reasoning is that I think of him as an actor.
You think of him as an actor.
I no longer think of him. I mean,
that is the pinnacle for me of why you should make this list.
And indeed,
if a
White
person
Christmas is the best-selling single in the history of the United States.
Right.
So, like, he is still very prominent as a singer.
Exactly.
I'm just very surprised, Carrie. I can think of many singers. I feel like you've missed some people on your list. If Bing Crosby, your exposure to Bing Crosby.
If I were going solely with,
I'm going quality here, though,
quality,
too.
Bing
So
Crosby would have been my 5. It's because I set up that rule that
Right. I had to pull Mark Wahlberg off because he was, who needs New Kids on the Block? I mean, that was wrong.
I mean, if you're going to go with a Wahlberg, clearly Donnie is the one to go with.
I mean, but he acted.
He's been in at least 2 of the Saw movies.
Okay.
Hey, Sixth Sense.
That was my number 6.
Sixth Sense.
He was there too. So I don't understand how this could not be on everybody. I thought this would be the crossover on everybody's list because, again, he's the pinnacle to me of amazing singer, but also transported into a part where I didn't even know you were a singer in this movie that you were in because you were such a good actor.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love him a lot. I will certainly... I think if I had to pick the performance... I really like him in the road movies with Bob Hope.
What about Going My Way? Did you like that?
I don't love the movie, but he's really good in it. I actually think he's better in the sequel, The Bells of St. Mary's. He's really good in High Society. He's good. I like him a lot.
I still feel like it should have been on your list.
He's also, much like Harry Connick Jr., just a really swell human being.
Guy.
Really good guy.
Yeah.
Really nice to his children.
I thought so. Exactly. And that's why it makes him my number 2.
Sarcasm from...
I'm not going to ever Wikipedia his face.
Don't look.
So that's my number 2.
All right, go ahead, Tim. Number 2 to you.
So my number 2, this is kind of another edge case where it was hard for me to decide if he's really a singer turned actor or if he just is a straight up actor at this point, because he was very good at both. The man is Frank Sinatra, who, of course, had one of the legendary recording careers of the 20th century. Also just a really fucking good actor. Was an Oscar winner, Oscar nominee after that.
What?
Out of his many, well, I can tell you the whole list, but
just the one.
Well, the one that I've picked, he didn't actually win an Oscar for.
Okay.
He might have been nominated though. Let me double check that real fast. No, not an Oscar nominee for 1958's Some Came Running, which is, I don't
think I've ever heard of this.
Definitely his best performance. It's a very out of character film for director Vincent Minnelli. It's this very stark, slow-moving character drama about like veterans in the decade after World War II. Frank Sinatra plays a writer who comes back to his small town where he grew up and where he lived until he left for the war, and just kind of discovers that the town, which he remembered as being sort of rotten to the core, is in fact very, very rotten to the core. And he and a local drunk played by Dean Martin, because of course the drunk is going to be played by
Obviously.
Dean Martin, and a local prostitute played by an Oscar nominee in the form of Shirley MacLaine, just kind of form this like rough family unit trying to survive the nasty, petty backbiting of all the people in this town. And, Sinatra's skills as an actor, I think, were sort of charming, cool, like very much his skills as a singer in that respect. But this is a case where he was playing like a straight up character tragedy and just does a really, really good job of it. Like it's a, I think, very feeling film about this really particular kind of human who's like, he went to war, he came back, and now he just doesn't know what to do because war was such a like savage experience in his life. And I think he does a phenomenal job playing that.
So why didn't, with all of his stuff that did get awards, why didn't this one?
This was a bomb. This film did not succeed at the box office.
So why'd you like it so much more than the others?
I just think he's very good in it.
It's good. Okay.
He's very
individual
good
performance.
in several things. Give me a second here. I will see if I can scrounge up what his other actual Oscar films were.
This one was called, say it again.
This one is Some Came Running, 1958.
Some Came Running.
Really terrific, really underrated film. Very, very serious film. Like it's definitely a drama. Yeah, my internet has decided to
I
slow down.
thought about him, though, because I love his music.
He won his Oscar for From Here to Eternity.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And Frank Sinatra in my blind spot.
But you love his music. Like when you're gone,
yeah, I mean,
when everyone's alone and I work from home,
Yep.
I throw that on. And I just...
You do?
I do. I throw on Frank Sinatra.
Okay, I'm learning.
Is that weird?
I'm learning a lot about you.
So he won for From Here to Eternity. He was also nominated for The Man with the Golden Arm. I thought he was nominated 3 times, but it was just the twice, it looks like.
Yeah,
Good
Frank
pick.
Sinatra's someone I need to catch up with. Now, my number 2, more modern. You've just made fun of yet a third pick of mine in advance of me picking. It is not Donnie Wahlberg because he was not in New Kids on the Block. I'm talking about Marky Mark here, who's made a full transition
Name
to
a really
actor.
good movie he's been in.
Boogie Nights?
Nah.
Okay. Tim, please help me out here.
I don't like Boogie Nights.
You don't like Boogie Nights?
No.
The Departed?
I don't like The Departed.
Nah.
Three Kings?
Three Kings is solid.
Okay. The Fighter?
You probably liked him in Daddy's
the
Home
Fighter's
2.
getting there.
Daddy's
Okay.
Home 2 is probably your number 1.
No, it is not.
For
Although
me,
I did
for
like
me
the
it would
first
be
Dead Zone.
Transformers 4.
Yeah.
Come on, he's made the full transition. I mean, I don't
What band
know
was he in?
Marky Mark and the
Marky
Funky
Mark
Bunch.
and the Funky Bunch.
He was in a Funky Bunch.
He had a Funky Bunch behind him.
Was anyone listening to his Funky Bunch?
Oh, he was a thing.
I don't remember him being a thing.
Tell
He
me,
was
Tim.
also, I believe, a Calvin Klein underwear
Yes,
model.
was he the Calvin Klein model first, then Marky Mark, the Funky Bunch? And I can't remember the order. But then transitioned into acting. One of the first movies I saw him with was with Reese Witherspoon in Fear. I think
yeah.
it was
Oh,
called
that was
Fear.
scary.
You know, I
Are
don't
you talking
actually
about the
know.
roller
I don't know
coaster
whether
ride?
the
Well,
modeling.
you're actually telling the truth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if modeling happened before or after Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I can definitely tell you that Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch happened because Donnie was like successful.
Sure.
And so it got him to the attention of Mark.
Sure.
To the attention of people.
I'm interested in the roller
Full-
coaster ride, by the way.
Yeah.
At some point in my life.
You want that to happen?
Just so you know.
Okay.
Insider scoop.
Yeah, the movies I mentioned, Boogie Nights, The Departed, Three Kings. For me, Boogie Nights, from an acting performance, even though it's more earlier on in his career, was my favorite performance of his. But yeah, I really enjoyed The Departed, Three Kings, The Fighter, Perfect Storm.
The Fighter was okay.
Perfect Storm would not be one of my go-tos if I was making the case for Mark Wahlberg as a great actor.
No, I like him. I think I like seeing him in movies.
Much like Bing Crosby, real upstanding swell guy.
No,
I don't know much about
Especially
Bing
to our
Crosby.
Asian friends.
That's the thing.
I don't know anything about this.
You don't?
No, I'll
Google it.
I'll
It's
does he
real
do?
bad.
I don't want to know.
You don't.
No.
It's
Isn't
real
he
bad.
married to the one that denies autism as being a thing?
That sounds like something he would be married
Okay.
to.
Well, personally,
married to that
I'm
girl.
objectively
And I'm like,
looking
you're
at
an
his
idiot.
acting and his
Yeah.
career
So
here.
he punched this Asian guy into permanent blindness.
Are you serious?
While drunk, basically just because he doesn't like Asians. Because he's from Boston.
Is
this-
They're a very racist people.
Is this the thing he's been
Bostonians.
trying to get off his record for
Not
for
all
years?
Bostonians. Just
Like he's trying to
Most
get
of
like a
them.
pardon.
really?
Oh,
Why?
yeah. Very
He went to
racist
jail
city.
for this, right?
Really?
I mean, they're all Red Sox fans, so I'm sure that doesn't help.
It's like
He did not go to jail.
Oh, okay. I
He-
think he's been petitioning to get something off of his record for the longest time.
Probably that.
Yeah.
that seems
'Cause it's
not
a bad thing
ideal.
to do.
He's
Yeah.
obviously a lot of people lost their lives during 9/11. He's one of the individuals who, by just sheer chance, just decided not to catch a particular flight that day.
Don't
So-
insert any jokes. Don't. I know
Oh,
you want to
no
so
joke,
bad.
No joke
want
I
you
could tell
so
would be as bad as the reality. I'd forgotten this story.
Yeah.
What?
story?
He claims that he would have been able to stop 9/11 if he'd been
Oh, he says that?
Yes.
God damn it.
This is your number 2, right? Yeah.
And number 2, he's
So, yeah,
fully
his
transitioned
wife,
to acting.
is like-
he is married to Rhea Durham, whose Wikipedia page makes no reference to her being an autism denier. Was that it?
Wait, who's his wife?
Rhea Durham.
Oh, sorry. Who's the one that said that shots, like all of your flu shots, give you
who
autism?
was that one?
The one that was married to Jim Carrey.
Maybe.
Jenny McCarthy?
Yeah, who's she married to? I thought she was married to Mark Wahlberg.
She's Melissa McCarthy's cousin.
Oh,
Ooh.
really? Get out of here. That's like when I found out that David Spade and Kate Spade were related. Like I had
They
no...
are?
They totally
Oh,
are.
yeah. She was married to his brother-in-law.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't figure out while I'm going on to my number 1 about who she's married to.
Jenny McCarthy
Is it someone that looks like Mark Wahlberg?
is the current wife of Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie Wahlberg.
Oh.
I thought I was like,
Wow, sometimes I begin to doubt you, and then there you are.
yeah, there I am. There I am.
All right, number
Yeah.
1, 2. We're all in number 1s, right?
Number 1 to
I
me.
feel like this episode has gone odd.
Yes.
It is.
It didn't. Yeah, I
Thanks
thought
for
for
sticking
sure we'd
with
have
us.
crossovers
Thanks for
here.
sticking
I
with
thought
us.
for
No,
sure
that's
with my
not what
number
I'm
1.
referring to.
He just means
we just
it's
think we've
random.
gone weird.
Sorry, it's random, but I feel like we've made progress. Is it weird that I feel like we've made progress too? because we got to Donnie Wahlberg.
I mean,
there.
we learned about how Mark Wahlberg is a racist sack of shit. We learned
right.
about how
But Rob
Bing
likes
Crosby
that, right.
beat his children
He
very
did?
violently.
I didn't know that.
Oh, he was very much.
I'm not really into child abuse either, or autism deniers, or like shot deniers.
That's
but anyway,
like anti-vax.
Anti-vax. Thank you. So, all right, I'm going to go to my number one and move on to somebody who is upstanding, I hope, and that is with the 1980s brought us The Fresh Prince. And then, we're lining up.
Number one.
Woo! Number one, Tim?
Hell no.
Fist bump? No.
He's a very charming movie star. He's not a good
Oh
actor.
my gosh, he's such a good actor. And then in 1990, people really took note of him on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Yeah.
And then he went on to do Independence Day, right? Welcome to Earth, jerk, right?
Right.
Fist bump,
Yeah.
bump, welcome to
No.
Earth.
Yeah, sure.
Hey.
I can't reach there, but
that far.
Something wrong with your
Independence
arm?
Day.
I just didn't want
It's
to
like
bump
he
the
has
mic.
sweat
fair
pit.
enough.
Sweat pit. Will Smith.
Yeah. He is.
Will
Tim,
Smith.
Tim joked about it. Charismatic. He is a movie star.
He's a delightful movie star.
He is a
Delightful.
movie star. Has been a movie star really since I would say Independence
Yes.
Day.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, and there
Favorite movie,
just,
Rob?
Just trajected. Sorry,
Trajected.
He's just trajected.
Yeah.
Favorite movie. So favorite movie's different than my favorite performance of his.
Both.
The performance where I was like, wow, and I've wept openly in many
7
of his
pounds.
movies. 7 pounds. I wept.
Yep.
But
Gosh, that
where
was sad.
what really got me was
Really?
yes. So by the way,
Okay.
7 pounds.
Yeah.
Better version of Life Itself.
Oh,
It's got that
golly
kinda-
Moses.
Yeah. So just
I don't even
brace
know what
yourself.
you're saying, but 7 pounds I wept.
Pursuit of Happiness is where I was like,
Oh, good one.
you know,
good
I
one.
saw a lot of variation other than just him being charming and charismatic on
being funny. Yeah.
But look at his movies, Bad Boys.
Yep.
It's great in Bad Boys.
Yeah,
Real solid
but
Bad Boys.
Men in Black. Men in Black.
Men in Black
enjoyable.
would be my pick for favorite and best, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I Am Legend.
Independence Day.
I Am Legend. He'd be able to.
Loved it,
yeah,
too.
he brought me to tears.
He's
Yeah,
real
I Am
good in
Legend.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
That would
But
be my
you've
other one for
disconnected the fact you watch him and you think, I would never think you were a singer. I think you're an actor.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
he's
that to
fantastic.
me is why Will Smith was not on my list. at all.
Exactly.
It's
And I
just
know
like,
that's where our criteria.
obviously a movie star at this point.
Yep.
Left singing far behind.
WBTN, Shenandoah, and Ralph Laney also had Will Smith on their list. So thank you for writing. And Tim, we're left with your number one.
For the sake of our official record keeping, so Carrie's pick would be Independence Day. We got that.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is
Pursuit
Ooh,
of
Hitch.
Happiness.
He was
Pursuit
in
of
Hitch, too.
Happiness.
That
He was in
good.
Hitch, yes.
Well, let's just say don't read your site's reviews of The Pursuit of Happiness or 7 Pounds.
You're a cruel man. You're a
I
cruel
am a
man.
man who has
Opinions
opinions that are strong.
that are
on
just your
melodrama.
own and no one else agrees with.
Do you have a Collateral Beauty out there as well, too?
Yeah, but no one thinks that's good.
Okay.
Maybe you do.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was better than its rep. I gave
Enemy
it
of
2
the State
stars.
was good too, right? Enemy of the State.
Yeah, I
Enemy of the
Yeah.
State's solid.
I like
Enemy
Enemy
of
of the
State's
State.
solid. So I know why this didn't make Carrie's list, because she made a very specific point of saying that if somebody went through Broadway on their way to the movies, they don't count.
So you
But-
do have
Here's the thing.
what's his
Here's the
face?
No,
What's the guy's name? Did I
this
just
guy's
say-
a woman.
Oh yeah.
This guy's an
know this.
iconic, famous woman who, before being a Broadway star, was a singer in some gay nightclubs. And that is how she came to the attention of Broadway and thence to the world. Barbra Streisand.
What does she do though? Funny Faces?
Funny girl.
Funny Girl?
That would be my pick, actually.
Is it?
Funny Girl. Her first movie, just a seismic performance.
I do like Barbra Streisand.
So in this particular film, like the screenplay has been very carefully managed to throw everything at the lead actress that a screenplay can. She has to sing, she has to be funny, she has to be sad, she has to be righteously angry, she has to do so much shit. It's tragic, it's hilarious. She does all of it. She's really unbelievably good. Barbra Streisand and Funny Girl. Her subsequent film career has had some real high highs, such as What's Up, Doc?, which is a terrific, terrific comedy. It has had some very intriguing, like mid-level things, like in Yentl, when she plays a young Jewish woman who wants to study rabbinical law, so she has to pretend to be a man. Peculiar movie. but not necessarily a bad one. She's had some dismal lows, like the Fokker pictures.
You probably loved her in The Mirror Has Two Faces.
Oh, that movie's very bad.
That's the only movie I think I've seen her in.
No, you've seen the Fockers.
I guess I have seen that. But she wasn't in those. I don't even remember her.
She's in the second and third Fockers.
I don't think
She's Mama Fokker.
Oh, she's Mama Fokker.
Yeah, she's not in Meet the Parents, but she is in Meet the Fockers and Little Fockers.
I think I blacked those out.
She's Dustin Hoffman's wife. Or
Okay.
ex-wife? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to choose her, but then I was like, I don't think I've actually enjoyed anything she's been in.
And to tie all things back to our current subject for being here, she is in the 1976 Star is Born, and she's so unbearably bad that I would rather drink poison than watch that film again. So she has her lows.
So hence your number one.
My number one is Funny Girl, because in Funny Girl, she gives one of the debut performances for the ages. Nails absolutely everything about that very large role and makes it look crazy easy.
Very nice. Well, let's check in with our audience. Every week, we ask you to share your picks and thoughts for a chance to win a free Amazon movie rental. Based on the results, here were your top 5 picks. Tied for number 5, we have Barbra Streisand. Tied with Meatloaf.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rocky Horror.
I love Meatloaf.
Forgot about Meatloaf.
songs.
And that's
I
about
don't think I have it in me to call him a good actor.
At number 4, we have Tom Waits, who is sometimes the forgotten actor.
Yeah. No, Tom Waits he's got a screen presence.
Also tied with Tom Waits at number 4, Dolly Parton, who I can really think of.
Steel Magnolias. Yeah.
You know, great in that, and 9 to 5.
I
Which
thought
enjoyed.
about it.
Yeah.
I thought about Dolly on the basis
I
of
did
9
too.
to 5.
All right. At number 3, we have another tie, David Bowie and Frank Sinatra.
All right.
At number 2, tied, we have Will Smith and Chris Christopherson.
Christopherson.
So a nice blend of our
My list was exceedingly well.
They have the Crazen on there.
nice overlap so far
Okay.
between our lists here. And at number 1,
Don't let me down, Raiders.
Cher.
Good.
Of course.
Wow.
Some people
have not been okay.
I
with
was
it
reading
not
some
being
people
Cher.
like I'm not even going to bother writing Cher because we all know it's. So I'm going to try to be creative and come up with other ones. So,
Sure.
so Cher, very likable and by far the number 1 pick for our audience. Our winner this week, Ralph Laney, who had Will Smith, Tim McGraw, Clint Black, Cher, and Amy Grant. I haven't seen Amy Grant.
Amy Grant. Yeah, that's a left field choice. I
I'm
like
opposed
it.
to her.
Ralph, shoot us an email at contact@alternateending.com for details on how to claim your free Amazon movie rental. If you want to win a free movie like Ralph, be on the lookout for a spoiler alert or top 5 movie posts on Facebook and Twitter to share your favorite picks. In closing, I want to thank everybody for listening. Go out to our Facebook page and like it. Go out on Twitter. We're tweeting all the time. Like it.
Like it.
A lot.
Now I could say head out to YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah.
Head out to YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
Subscribe.
head out to YouTube and
Yeah, check out our video. We're going to unsubscribe.
Subscribe.
Head out to alternateending.com where you'll find all of our movie reviews, podcasts, videos, and more. And subscribe to our podcast or iTunes on Google, on iTunes or Google or wherever you listen to your podcast. And don't forget about our Patreon. And then with First Man coming to theaters on October 12th, we're going to be looking at our top 5.
Whoa.
I'm saving it for the. I'm saving
You
the.
don't. You've only got one pun.
Trajecting.
Trajecting. No,
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say landing in the
Okay,
theaters
all right.
or blasting off in
Fuck it.
theaters.
Fuck
But it's
you.
gonna be for
No,
the
don't worry
next
about it.
week.
All right.
For
all right,
next
all
week.
right, all right.
We're looking at our top 5 space movies. We'll catch you then.